Hi, Christy Hill. I want to share a dream with you that I had a while back, and the Lord keeps bringing it back to my mind. I think it may be pretty applicable for somebody right now. We were walking down the street, and it was a pretty wide street. There were buildings on all sides, and it wasn't very dark or anything, but there were tons of people on the left side with bandages and amputated arms or legs, or they were in wheelchairs, they were on crutches, their heads were bandaged. I mean, it's like they had been through war, but they were so excited heading in the direction they were going. Everyone knew what was right around the corner up ahead. But off to the right-hand side, there was this young man sitting down, just pouting, kind of with his knees up to his chest and just like this, pointing at a little scabbed over wound that he had. And I believe the Lord showed me that that was church hurt. But it had already scabbed over. It wasn't raw. It wasn't fresh. And these other people had been through hell. And so some of them would come over and try so hard to encourage that guy to get up and join him on this journey. Don't you know what's straight ahead? And he just wouldn't go. And so then they'd get back in line and head on, and some other people would stop. And what I felt like the Lord was saying about that young man was that not everybody can go where you're going. And don't be wasting your time. You'll know. Anyway, so then everybody, all of us were heading down to the corner. And as we got closer and closer to the corner, it started getting more and more and more narrow and darker and darker and darker. And I feel like that's where we are at this present moment. As we are crossing and turning that corner, it is a tight squeeze, kind of like the birth canal. Really tight. I mean, wheelchairs could barely get through there. And as soon as you turn the corner, everything, there were no buildings, the sky was golden, everything was golden, like a reflection of gold. There was a big ocean, and people were running into the ocean, and when they would come out, they would be young again, and they'd have no wheelchairs, no wounds, no battle scars, nothing, and everyone was just happy and full of excitement. Well, on the left-hand side was a library, like from the ground to the sky. And it had some of those old wooden ladders on wheels to where you could get to the books up high. And the books on the bottom were just normal books. And as you got a little bit higher, there was a little bit of a light in the books. And as you got way higher, there was fire shooting from the books. So I asked the attending angel, "What is this?" And he said, "It's the Library of Revelation. And there's a time coming, and that time is now, that anybody can achieve revelation if they want it. Just depends on how much you want to reach it. How much are you going to go for to get to it?" So I just reached down on one of the bottom rows where there was no light in them, and I opened it, and there were no words on the page, but a scorpion fell out of one book and a snake out of another. And I said, "What is this?" And he said, "Those are the books that were never written. Those were the songs that were never sung. Those were the things that God gifted to people, and they went to their grave with them without producing the gift." So on the right-hand side was another library, but it was different. It wasn't the same. There was a lot of activity over here. There were writing desks and angels writing and writing and writing as fast as they could. And because they couldn't take the time to turn the pages, they were writing on scrolls. And so the scrolls were just going and going and going. And there were all these other angels picking up the scrolls and rolling them up and sticking them where they belonged on the shelves. And I asked the angel attending there, "What is this?" And he said, "Oh, that's the Library of Answered Prayer. And the time is coming, and it is now, that God is going to be answering prayers so quickly that even the angel scribes can't keep up." Anyway, that dream blesses me, and I hope it blesses you. Have a blessed day.